Hey guys, have a good evening. Right, it's Wednesday evening. I wish it was a little warmer out here. I wanted to go out in my garden, but at least I got a treatment today from my chiropractor acupuncturist, so that was a blessing. But the reason I wanted to meet today is I've had some synergistic experiences, and I thought I wanted to share them with you. But the first thing, before I do that, I want to show you this product, Caracal. Isn't that a cool design? Caracal. And it's superfood. So what I do is I put a little cream, and I actually put a little organic honey in here. And this is my dinner for the evening. We're going to do a clearing, we're going to do meditation. And then next week, this weekend, the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd, it's really important for me to meditate every day with you guys because it's going to be a bigger network to other people around the world. And it's a conscious one. So that means whenever you meditate during the day, you're going to be connecting with other light workers to ground the spirit of God on the planet. Isn't this cute? The little girl in my class named Esmeralda, she gave me this. It's so adorable. So I put some organic honey in it, and I'm drinking a superfood. I mean, I was never a big hot chocolate person, but I thought this could be, I don't know if it's going to be a daily ritual for me, but maybe a couple times a week while I'm on this diet. And it's not even a diet. It's just a way of eating differently. I was not losing weight. I really have to get this weight off. I'm really serious about it. So I asked God, I go, I need to lose some weight here. What's going on? So then I got this message that I should eat like between 10 and 12 in the daytime. So you could eat protein and vegetables from 10 to 11 or 11 to 12. But no carbs, okay? Just like, lamb, chicken, whatever you like, steak, ground beef, and a bunch of vegetables, like cabbage or onions or carrots, whatever you want to put in. And then you don't eat. You do an intermittent fast till the next day at the same time. So that means no snacking. I mean, you can drink water, you could drink teas. This is my creation. So, you should talk to a doctor first if you have medical issues. But I find for myself, I've been losing 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds a day since Saturday. So since Saturday, I'm already down about 7 pounds. And by tomorrow, I'll be about 8. So I really wanted to get this weight off. So I don't know. This is called Premium Ceremonial Cacao. And when you buy it, it creates physical, mental, and emotional healing to those who drink it because it has the highest frequency of cacao. So it says, by purchasing from the U.S., you are helping protect indigenous tribes and their way of life. Yeah, you can melt it into a paste. You can add spices like cayenne. That sounds good. Cinnamon. I want to buy a new cinnamon. And nutmeg I have. So it's 100% cacao paste. So these are the benefits. You get gentle energy from the theobromine. So cute. They put like a little lightning bolt on it, kind of like Uranus. It makes me think of astrology. And some of that lightning is really good for the planet, because I don't know if you guys know this, it adds nitrogen to the soil. It's moon enhancing because it's got something called anandamide. The highest antioxidant source. I didn't know that. Lowers cholesterol, guys. Enhance your meditations. This is good till February 2028. So this would be good to put in a prepper kit, right? Powerful, natural, relaxant. Comes out of Sheridan, Wyoming. Good for Sheridan, Wyoming, right? They're producing something that's amazing. How did they even get this idea? So I think that new ideas are really coming on the planet, and new connections are happening faster than ever. So like today I didn't really eat enough because I did that raw generation. I did one of their shakes. I did the pina colada. There's no alcohol in it. It's just the way they flavor it with the coconut milk, and everything comes frozen from raw generation in a box. So I had one of those. I thawed it out, and it took a while to continue thawing out. And I couldn't drink. It was so filling that I couldn't even drink the whole thing at once. I had to take my time. It took me about 45 minutes to drink it. And after I had that raw generation drink, I have not been hungry all day. And I thought, God, maybe I should have had some extra eggs or some veggies or something. So I don't know. And then I had that acupuncture treatment. I came back and I rested, and I'm not hungry. But I thought, I'm just for something warm in the afternoon. It's kind of chilly here in Chicago. It's like 46 degrees. Too cold for me. Okay, so that's the one thing I wanted to share with you is that crazy diet I'm on. It's not really a diet. It's more of a cleanse, and it's more of a fast. Because also for this week of the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, excuse me, got to get some meditation in, right? So take some time for yourself. Because we're going to have a full moon in Scorpio. So a lot of the darkness is going to have this big bright light shining on it. Because Scorpio brings out all that treachery and, I don't know, some people, where they're at in their minds. Wow, I can't even go there. They're like in such a dark space. So we really need to anchor in the light. Because they're setting up satanic churches, I heard, in Vermont and Massachusetts. So, I mean, there's a restaurant in L.A., no wonder L.A. is falling apart, called Cannibal. So what is this new Baal? They're worshiping Baal. And I hate to say it, but that's what's supposed to be the thing inside that big icon, that everybody walks around it and worships it. It's supposed to be Baal, which is really creepy. Ooh, I have to breathe on that one. Okay, let's start out with a little meditation. I'll do some clearing. And I want to tell you about something that's super important, especially if you had the COVID shot. So now, you know, I showed you in my meditations. Isn't this pretty? My friend from Vietnam, she came back and she brought me that. I want to go visit her in Vietnam, but I think I want to go with her on a trip next year because she's not going to retire for a while. And then I'll be really elderly, and I don't know if I'm going to want to travel when I'm really elderly here. And I'll show you a facelift thing too that works. I don't feel as saggy as I used to be. All right, so let's just do meditation like you might move. You might move in a spiral formation. You know, you want to have your feet on the floor or on a little pillow or whatever you like. It makes you sit up straight. Because that's how we get the current flowing the most, right? You want to get that current flowing. Or I should say currents, right? Not the A-N-T, it's the E-N-T-S. Yeah, those homophones, right? The words that sound alike but have different meaning and different spellings. Those are always tricky for the kids to get. All right, so the message here is we can spin to the right or to the left. I don't know if I'll do any chanting today, but just pay attention to your breath. Make sure that you're feeling into your body. You're not up here in your head. Actually, let me do some Reiki. Yeah, we're up here in our heads for sure. Trying to do a million things at one time. Got to stay in that flow. Pay attention to the signs and omens. That's what Val Evans says. I say signs and symptoms. But, yeah, I could see how you could see omens, too. Good people have to align themselves with good people. So allow yourself to wiggle up and back. It's really good for your hips, too. Unless you're having intense pain, then you need to go to somebody, like an acupuncturist, chiropractor, or a doctor. So you should feel your energy coming through your fingers now, especially if you've been doing this with me for a while. Shake up the chi, baby. Shake up the chi. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Turns on a new meeting, right? Than in the past, than in the 70s. And like I said, you can take your hands and put them anywhere on your body. I'm working with my knees right now, so I'm going to put them on my knees. Oh my God, I was so much better than I was before physically. God really sent me these great healers. They're all alternatives. Yeah, I'm glad you could meditate with me, even for a little while, right? It's important to stay in that divine moment of yourself. Because we often identify too much with all the external stuff. You know, I'm a teacher, I'm a nurse, I'm this, I'm that. But we're really spiritual beings having a learning experience. School is our teacher. I was reading some papers today about people talking about UFOs back in the 70s. And I just threw them away because I feel this knowledge now is out in the open about all these UFOs, right? But the one thing I did want to talk about was I had a treatment on Saturday and I discovered something new. I thought this was very, very synergistic. So let's get into our hearts for this one. All right, so this is for anyone. Now, don't take this negatively. It's just us information, okay? I had an acupuncture treatment on Saturday, and I told him, I said, I'm still having problems with digestion, right? But he did a treatment on my knees. My knees were so... I actually got to work in the garden for 4 hours yesterday instead of just 2 or 3. I couldn't believe it. I mean, my upper arms were sore because I had to do that digging tool. But, yeah, doing alternative healing is totally amazing. Praise God for all the alternative healers on the planet and more to be born. You know, a lot of this millennial generation will carry on that torch. All right, so I went to him, and, he's going to work on my knees. So then he decides he's going to put acupuncture needles in, my torso. So what he does first is he does this cupping action. And I haven't seen anybody do that in years. I mean, I really haven't. I've been kind of outside of the community there of the acupuncturists, right? But as he was tapping, I said, I felt like... It's kind of goofy. I felt like I was a pumpkin being tested. But I said, what are you doing? See, I still have that digestive stuff going on. But I'll tell you what I think it might be related to, too. It's an interesting thought. I'm not sure. I have to take the test. he says, he's checking out my intestines. And I says, well, what did you find? And he goes, he's very much into his work. I love him. He has passion like I did for acupuncture. Now my passion is for my garden and healing people. It's not for sending healing to people, right? Only God can heal. All right, so I felt like he's tapping around. He goes, yeah, gas in the small intestine. And I thought, oh, interesting that, the intestines are where the small intestine. Think about this. Let's really get serious here. The small intestine is where you process protein, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals. That's where all the breakdown goes in, right? You've got your bile going in there and, making everything, churning it around, cooking it up. This is why I'm going to order myself a liver cleanse. It's a good time to clean your liver. Pacific Biologic. Here, let me show this to you. You could ask your doctor about it, but it might be something you may want to do, see? I think this is a good time, springtime. You could also eat dandelions too, right? You could also eat dandelions. That'll clear out the liver. I want to make dandelion wine. I got to look up how to do it online. And then, this is the premium ceremonial cacao. So I like doing this a couple times a week, especially when I haven't barely ate at all today. But like I said, I'm not hungry. I'm not tired. And I'm sitting here doing a great meditation with you guys. This is fun. So I appreciate you joining me. But why this is so important, he tapped away, said small intestine, and I go, well, I've been having indigestion. So I talked to my sister-in-law, and I don't know how we got on this topic. We started talking about digestion. Oh, I think it was because I told her I started taking probiotics. And she says, well, if you have digestive problems, and this is for anyone who took a COVID shot, it might be for any of the shots that they give us. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm just new to this, right? So here he's talking about the small intestine, and now she's telling me that when you take this COVID shit, sorry to say, it messes up your small intestine. And then after a period of time, it becomes bacterially infected. So that's bad. Then you need some type of antibiotic or something, to kill that bacterial infection in the small intestine. So I don't know. I'm going to look up golden seal powder. I'm going to look up this stuff. But this is why it's called SIBI, the test. If you have a good doctor, SIBO. SIBO. Look it up online. Those people who got that shot, which was one of me, I even got boosters. What a crazy fool I was. But they scared you. They really scared you into getting and I couldn't even work my job. I would have been banished. They wouldn't let me work at my school. So we did have to go online, eventually, because they shut everything down. They said, take what you want and leave. That was the message. We didn't even know what was going on. It was a very scary time. So I want you to look up SIBO. SIBO, capital letters. Probably that's what it stands for, right? Small intestine bacterial infection. Everybody has an acronym, right? So I thought that was very synergistic, so you want to look for things like that. You want to look for synergisms. How he was talking about the small intestine, I was talking to her, and then all of a sudden SIBO came up. So, and the symptoms don't show up for a while. So you figure, when did we get these shots? Like a few years ago? So it's going to take a while for your body to create that bacterial infection, right? I don't know if that's what you have, but I got to find a doctor at one of these little clinics, these Endeavor clinics, to see if I can get a SIBO test. Because I want to know if I have a bacterial infection in my small intestine. Because you're not absorbing all the nutrition in your diet. And that's why a lot of people find themselves anemic. Wow. Just look it up online. I don't want to go into it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're going to do another meditation here. So if you have a crystal. One other product I wanted to show you was this RC oil by Young Living. I love Young Living oils. They're very expensive, though, but you know you're getting the real thing. So what you do is you shake a drop in the middle of your palm. You can use your little... It has 5 kinds of eucalyptus globulus. So that'll kill like all those airborne germs, at least most of them. I can't guarantee it 100%, but at least you feel somewhat protected when you go out in the world, right? All right, so you got your favorite crystal? Yeah, I gave my granddaughter, my daughter, I call her my daughter-in-law, daughter, a crystal. You know, I said, just put it out, wear it when you want to. So she said she actually wore it today. I was so happy. And it has charoite, made out of charoite. I learned that online. And it's a crystal stone. I might buy one for myself too. It's so pretty. It's a nice heart. It's made out of stone. It was a little pricey though. That helps you to sleep at night. So look that up. CHAROTITE. All right, so those are some messages for you guys today. So I don't know what you would call this. Well, I'm going to put it down as weight loss because I could not lose the weight. Now, I do take supplements, you know. I take a thyroid support complex. I mean, I take a lot of stuff. I take my Ligaplex 2. I take Ligaplex 1. And this is the one from Raw Generation, the Gut Restore. You know what? I'm going to take some more of that. Because this has all your... Because people shouldn't be so sick. You know, gluten this and gluten that, and oh my God. Eliminate bloating, regulate digestion, reduce gut inflammation. So anything that can reduce your inflammation is the way to go. Strengthen your immunity, increase your energy. And you know, come on, 4 hours in the garden yesterday? And my arms were sore. And I thought, for sure, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be friggin' sore. And I woke up today. I had no pain in my wrist. I had like nada. I had nothing. And what did I even have last night? I think I just drank water. So I'm trying to do this good stuff. So what does this have in it? Let's see. Baobab fruit powder. Baobab. I know I read about it a long time ago, can't remember. Chlorella is really good. You know, chlorella is another one that'll take out your heavy metals. It's got apple cider vinegar powder in it. Bacillus something or other, 15 billion. Shit. Okay. This is your $15 billion treatment here. Gut Restore. All right, so what else do I take? You know, I haven't been taking this one lately because it's not bad. It's called Golo Release. I mean, I think you could try it, especially if you're really insulin resistant, like if you have diabetes, because I like what this has in it. Of course, you always want to ask your doctor. See, it's got apple extract again. Celeritin. I'm not sure. I would take the bottle and show it to your doctor. Banaba extract or your nutritionist. Gardenia extract. But it does have the berberine extract. And this is one of the reasons I got it. And it has rhodiola. That's really good for healing too. It's from a plant. It has magnesium, zinc, and chromium. So chromium, I know this for a fact. Chromium, zinc, and berberine are really good when you're, yeah, see, it says that. Supports insulin sensitivity. Why don't they just say resistance? That's why people have diabetes, right? All right, so I'm almost out of that one. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing that one anymore. I haven't done it in a few days. And then sometimes I'll take a collagen complex. We are going to do another meditation. And then if I eat a heavier meal, I might have sea moss, burdock, and bladderwrack. These are also good liver and blood cleansers. If you want to look that up online, ask your doctor about that. Super Moss Complex by Bahalal Organics. I know, I shouldn't say this, but I have to. I was at an Ace hardware store today, guy, and I met this really older guy, and he moved here from Kansas, right? So I'm happy because he was older. He was like older, right? And he's got parents here who are older. So, but it was good he left Kansas. He had all those terrible tornadoes. I would never live in Kansas or Oklahoma. It's the worst. Vitamin D4 I might take, but I've been outside, so I haven't been taking it. And then they have my bladder too for cleansing your bladder. So these are some of the things I'm working with. But I'll really tell you, I think that gut restore, when it says it gives you more energy and stuff, I really feel the difference. So like if you just feel like you just want to lay around all day, you need to have something to strengthen your system, right? Because you have too much yin, they call it too much yin energy or blood deficiency and not enough yang. Yeah, I know I got to harvest my dandelions so that I can make some tea or turn them into flowers when my eye fryer comes. I want to take the dandelion flowers and dip them in a batter and then put them in my air fryer and make crispy dandelion flowers. And you know, they're really supposed to be good, healthy for your body. So, all right, let's get into the space here. Let me just take these 3 products now that I was looking at them. I thought, well, I got to take these anyway. Okay, so if you need to get some water, we're going to do another meditation. I'm just going to clear with the midnight quartz for a minute. Oh, that's much better. Oh my God, I saw the cutest film on Hallmark last night. I'm in love with Hallmark. Not everybody, but most of those actors and actresses, I really love them. There's such a purity that comes out of the Hallmark channel. Something that's missing in the world today. So just allow the chi to flow through you. You know, if you feel like vibrating your body, it's fine, it's normal. Just make believe you're doing a hula dance. My massage therapist told me that she went to Hawaii twice. That's awesome. I learned her name was Christian. She works at the Lincolnwood Chiropractic Center. Such an amazing place. People there know what they're doing. Thank God for alternative healers. So this weekend, okay, you might want to circle that on your calendar. I don't know what time I'm going to be doing it, but I am going to do the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd at some time of the day because I got some business I have to take care of. And yeah, I encourage you to take that SIBI test, SIBI test, and I'm going to take it too. Because we should not have this much digestion problems. Especially when you're eating a healthy diet. That's why I knew there was something wrong. And that's why I started fasting. And I can say this has been the best fast that I've ever done. And you could see if it works for you. Even if you do it maybe once or twice a week, you know, you have to find out what your physical body can handle, right? So, I decided to do it, and I started on Saturday. I told you about that horrible experience, right, with that fried chicken. Oh, my God. All right. Yeah, that was Saturday. That was the last time. I said after this, I'm fasting. Okay. So, all right. So let's just see if we can quiet here and just go into a state of meditation. Get your angel wings on. That's when you start to feel it moving your shoulders. I don't know if there's somebody here named Joe. Joanne. No, I think it's Joe. Or it could be Joanne. Or Joanna. But let's just send them prayers and wishes and blessings. Just put them in our light. Violet light, white light, pink light, blue light. Let it cleanse into the violet light. Boy, was I right about that attack on Trump. You wonder if all this is AI, though. We don't really know what's going on anymore, so just pray for the truth. And we'll do that while full moon meditation is first, second, and third. Okay. That'll bring in a lot of energy. And I'm connecting with some people. So I'm happy I'm getting some things done. So listen, get some things done. Remember all those planets. Now Uranus is in Gemini. So quick communication. So let's get it. Although it seems like the trucks are moving slower and slower. It's like the trucks are moving very slow. You know, I'm waiting for this peony support to put in my garden. It's nice because you can adjust it as the peonies get bigger, but I haven't gotten it. Now all my peonies, well, in this big bush especially, actually two of the big bushes, one I have kind of a support around. It's not the best support. I thought these were worth it. They were like 2 for $79, and they're made out of metal, and you put them around your peonies, right? If you guys like garden talk. But yeah, so I'll let you know. Maybe I could get my gardener to be on my Facebook. We'll see what happens. She's coming on Friday, okay? That would be kind of fun. So I think that was all I was going to mention. Yeah, but it's really, so just kind of plan out on your calendar. If you can meditate with me the first, the second, or the third. You know, probably now that I look at my calendar and what I'm doing, I think it'll be more towards the evening, you know, because I think the first is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, I think my meditation will be more toward the evening, probably like around this time before 7 o'clock, because, you know, I like my Hallmark channel at 7. I had a Hallmark fix yesterday. It was so cute. It was so cute about these two people that got together in this other country, and they created this amazing chocolate. It was cute, and they fell in love. I like those. Anything that has to do with food or romance, so cute. So if you want some happy stories, go on Hallmark. The other thing, because we need to keep our mental minds out of the, I don't even know what you'd call it anymore, the pit of hell, right? Yeah, I think that's what we have to do, right? We have to take our minds out of the pit of hell, right? All right, I'll show you an experiment too with your hair. If you're having problems with your hair turning gray, right, and you're having problems with loose hair and scalp problems and stuff, I think that's like a blood deficiency. So it's also an iron deficiency. So what I usually do is I take Hosho Wu. So I haven't done it in a while, and I'm getting some gray, right? So I am going to have to start my bottle with all my bottles that I take already, right, of Hosho Wu. But it tells me that you need to nourish your blood, because people should not have gray hair. That's what I heard, unless your blood is deficient. And you know, how does blood get deficient? Surgeries, accidents, bacteria. Bacteria is contaminating our blood. So SIBI, right? SIBI is actually, okay, this is another synergism. This is a crazy synergism. SIBI is also a place that I was going to connect with in the Philippines, right? So maybe if this teacher is going back to the Philippines, maybe I could travel with him. You know, that's what I'd like to do. I have to contact him. But I also have to feel better, and I'm feeling a lot better. Like my friend who passed away, she says, you have to feel flexible. You do. If you feel like your body's getting stiff and you can't stand up for like long periods of time, right? All that stuff, then you're losing your health. So I hope some of the stuff that I shared with you, always ask your doctor, especially people that are on blood thinners and all this stuff. I don't know. People are on so many different kind of medications right now. So always see what you could do as an alternative, So talk to a nutritionist. I would talk to alternative doctors right now. I'm going to go see another one next week. My son likes him. He's on Ravenswood. And they have an MLS laser. And I'm going to see if that laser can do any work on my ability to walk. I don't know if they can shine it into that, what is that called, a torn ligament, partially torn ligament, and kind of like let it get sewed together. Because, I don't know, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling more flexible, but I still can't walk. So that's my goal. So listen, guys, remember, stick with your goals, follow your dreams, stay in your heart, stay around good, loving people, eat healthy. And like I said, if you want to try that intermittent fasting, if I found it works for me. Like when I get up tomorrow morning, I expect to see 146 pounds. I was 157 pounds a week ago. I mean, last week, Saturday, right? So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 5 days. So that, and not only that, what the intermittent fasting does is you feel that fat around under your belly button, right? That fat can be burned with intermittent fasting, so they say. So I'm going to try it. It seems like I haven't been hungry. I see if I eat at that time, I'll be happy. I mean, I feel like I'm going to get the results I want until I get down to 130 or 125. That was the weight I was at college. And I think we need to get down to a really healthy weight. And, I don't eat a lot of sugar, and I don't really miss carbs, and I don't have any cravings. So it's working for me, and I hope you find something in your life that works for you, okay? And check out, if you had COVID, check out SIBI online, okay? Okay, stay in your heart, guys, okay? Stay.